Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. So with it being Friday, I haven't done a Friday flip through in a while. I don't think since before Easter. So today I wanted to flip through 3 magazines that are new to me. One of them being Carefree Days. The Ideals magazines are just absolutely favorite of all magazines, I feel. And I say that about a lot of magazines, but I love the Daphne's Diary magazines. They are new and exciting. These are old and exciting, if that makes sense. These just warm my heart. That's why I'm going to use Friendship Friday hashtag as well as Flip Through Friday and Friday's Free Flow. I will leave all those channels listed down below. But yeah, like I said, the Ideals magazines, they warm my heart. They gave me this comfort of back in the day. And they kind of remind me of my mom somehow. Like just all the nice, beautiful things that are in here and the old things that are in here. They just warm my heart. So yeah, I will flip through the Carefree Days one. I have one of those. I have another new friendship one. I have flipped through all my friendship ones in the past. I will leave the list of my Ideals flip throughs down below, and if you want to go check out the rest of the flip throughs. But this is another one that is new to me. I had it in a craft haul, I think, a while ago. So I'm excited to flip through this one. I got it for $1 as well. And then I only have one of these. Homespun. So that'll be exciting to flip through these 3. So I don't know which one should I flip through first. I will start off with this one over here. Now I have just barely flipped through some of them when I got them at first at the thrift store. But other than that, I have actually not really taken the time to really look at them. So I'm excited myself to see them. I love this scene right here. This would be excellent for a vintage journal. Oh, that too. Isn't that just lovely? I love that. And if you are not familiar with the Ideals magazines, they don't make them anymore. They have been discontinued. So if you find them at a thrift store, you definitely need to consider yourself lucky. I used to see these in thrift stores and never give it a second thought, before I really got into crafting. I never thought of, oh, that's just another old magazine. And then I wasn't into the old stuff as much as I am now. Homemade soap. That would be interesting to try, actually. I used to always want to make homemade soap to sell. But then there was so many people in my local area that are already doing that I thought, no, never mind, I won't be doing that. And now that I am into crafting so much, more than I have ever been before, love that, love that. I would love to make journals to sell. All sorts of journals I would like to create to sell. Either on Etsy or at maybe at local craft events. Our town does host different weekends of throughout the year of craft events or oh, I totally forget right now what they're called. But you can rent yourself a table, a section of the place, and then you can sell your items there. I love these black and white images here, the flowers. Aren't they just pretty? I could even color them in slightly. Oh, that would just be beautiful. Love that lamp. And as I was saying, I would love to make journals to sell of all sorts. And but it's a matter of time. It seems like in this moment in my life right now, it's still very busy always. My days of the week are almost always spoken for. And so it's really hard for me right now to find time to create journals. Never mind just for myself, but to sell yet. I feel like I would almost have to make that my full-time job. And with me still working part-time or casual and making videos for my craft channel and my home channel, and I babysit grandkids a lot, there just doesn't seem to be time. But that would be my dream, is to make journals to sell. This is really cool. My parents used to have a station wagon and we would go on different trips. I remember traveling from Ontario to Manitoba in a station wagon. That's a cool memory right there. Love that. And what I was saying earlier, if you're not familiar with ideals, yes, if you see them at thrift stores, oh my goodness, you guys, grab them. They're not available that much anymore, and I honestly think that you're very lucky if you find one at a thrift store. I was very lucky some time ago, last year, and found a whole box full of them at my local thrift store, and she sold them for me. The manager sold them for me for a really good price. And if you want to see that video where I have the box full of Ideals magazine haul, I will list that down below as well. That was a very exciting day for me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. Isn't that just gorgeous? This is the back cover. So this would give a really good journal cover, actually. That's so pretty. Let's do the Carefree Day one now. Another beautiful black and white. And you know what? I feel like these are already tea-dyed because they have the older page look to them. Oh, goodness. Isn't that just gorgeous? A field full of wildflowers like that. Reminds me of Texas, when we used to truck long distance all the way down south. I think it was always in March when we would go through Texas. There was wildflowers growing throughout all the ditches. And I'll never forget, my husband stopped on the side of the road for me with a semi. On a busy highway, he stopped on the side of the highway so that I could get out and go into the ditch and pick wildflowers. And I had a whole bouquet of wildflowers that I took along in the truck. And that meant a lot to me. I should see if I could find a short little video or photo or something and insert that here so that you guys can see that where I picked the wildflowers. That was pretty amazing. I miss those days so much. When we used to truck long distance down south, he would be sometimes gone anywhere from 5 to 7 days that we would be on the road. And although we had really good times, we also had very frustrating times and hard times. So I miss it and I don't miss it both, if that makes sense. My husband still trucks, but he does grain now. So he's home every night or every other night, so he doesn't go as far anymore. And I still go with sometimes. I like that. I just recently found a beautiful oval antique or vintage looking picture frame at where did I get that? I'm just trying to think of. Yeah, at a thrift store. And I was so excited to have found that. Oh my goodness. Again, if I find that photo, I did a thrift haul on my home channel where I show that. So if you want to go check that out, my home channel is always linked down below. But that, I love it. And I haven't put it on my wall yet because I first want to do spring cleaning. And once I find the time to do so, I want to do spring cleaning. I want to wipe down all my walls and my kitchen cupboards. And we also want to redo one wall in our living room. I want to create something totally different on that wall. So once I have done all that, then I want to start putting up all my wall art. And I'm super excited about that. I'm pausing on this page. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Doesn't that just spell relaxing to you? He's just chilling on that tree trunk there and he's fishing. They're running and playing. And they're going swimming off the dock. I love this. There's a bird sitting over there. My garden is a pleasant place. I'm planning on planting quite a few flowers this year. I do have 1, 2, 3 flower gardens I have on my small yard. When we purchased this place, it had actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 small garden areas, you guys. So one I keep for a vegetable garden, and they're not big. They're not very big, but the dirt is so good here where we live right now that I can grow and produce. Actually, it produces quite a bit of vegetables for us, actually. So I'm very happy with that. We used to live in the country, and I had a large vegetable garden, but because the dirt wasn't very good, I hardly got anything out of it. And here we have a small plot, and we get way more out of it. So it's plenty enough for my husband and I. Isn't that just cute? Oh, love it. I would love to have a kitten on our yard or in our house, but my allergies and my husband don't allow that. Oh, that's pretty. Nice and relaxing. I always think that, my goodness, I would like to have a dwarf cat or kitten, a teacup puppy, and a fish tank full of fish, and some budgies or some kind of birds in a big tropical cage, bird cage in a corner somewhere, surrounded by lots of greenery. I would love that. But my husband, he is very, very against animals in the house, so I cannot do that. Plus, my allergies are not... we have had a puppy in the house before. We had a white toy poodle dog. Her name was Sophie. She was amazing, and I did not have allergies towards her. Isn't that precious? Love it. Oh. And anyway, that Sophie was owned by me and my daughter together. My daughter and I. Let me correct that. And when she got married, and when she was going to get married, and we decided to, we gave her back to the Humane Society to be readopted. That was the hardest day for us ever. Oh my goodness. Oh, my daughter and I, we knew she would be very well taken care of there, and they would make sure that they would find another new lovely home for her. But that day, I tell you, after we had dropped her off, my daughter and I, we cried all the way home. Love that too. That reminds me of the Steinbeck Museum. And we stopped off for ice cream to try and make ourselves feel better, but our hearts were so broken. Until this day on, my daughter wishes that she would have kept it and just taken it with her after she got married and moved away. But because my husband didn't really like animals in the house, it was just best at that time. But I sure do miss that dog. I love these fairies. This will be perfect to cut out and do a fairy page. I like that. And now I am going to flip through this one. Isn't that just cute? That would also make a beautiful cover for a journal. I like to tell stories when I do flip throughs. I hope you don't mind, because I can think a little bit better when I do flip throughs, but when I'm creating a page, it's very hard for me to talk and create at the same time. But doing a flip through, you have more time to chit chat. I got a couple of really nice flower baskets this last year at thrift stores, so I'm excited to use them for my garden this year. That's pretty. I love that. Oh my, I love this. It looks more blue on the video than what it actually is in real. I don't know why it's coming through so blue. It is a bit blue, but not as much as what it's showing in the video. A house by the roadside. And they all come with their own beautiful stories. We have about an hour and a half, an hour 40-minute drive. We have a museum in Steinbach, Manitoba. It's a heritage museum. They have a house there that looks very much like this. We've gone to that museum several times throughout our life, and I wouldn't mind going again, actually. Maybe this year we could maybe go again. This reminds me of feeding the birds at Birds Hill Park. We went last year, and you hold up your hand with seeds and the birds will just come right up to you and eat out of your hand. They sit on your head. It was so cool. It was so fun. Again, if I find a photo or a short video of it, I should include it in here. I think that including a little picture or video of the story you're telling makes it seem even more fun, even more realistic to listen to, right? Here's an old-time town like that. The old hometown, small town cafe. Oh, I like that. That's beautiful. That'll be a perfect page to include in a vintage journal. This is beautiful. I like that. Some beautiful horses. Funny story I could tell you actually about horses is when my husband and I were dating, at some point in time when we were dating, I had mentioned to him that I liked horses, but not to the point where like I love them and I need to be around a horse and I want a horse, nothing like that. I just thought they were pretty. And somehow he had taken that as, oh, this girl loves horses. So that Christmas of our first year dating, he got me this giant wall art with a horse on it. And I thought it was just the oddest thing to receive from your boyfriend for Christmas. And it turned out later on in the years when we talked about it that he had thought I was crazy about horses, and that's why he had gotten that for me. So here's another photo like that was on the front cover. So I'll definitely be using this in a journal. Oh, there's another beautiful page of kittens. Oh my goodness. My granddaughter would love that. That would give a beautiful photo just to put in a frame. So going back to the two journals that I really need to work on, that are not for selling, for myself, is the memory keeper journal that I'm making for my parents. I need to work on that. I need to find the time to work on that. I would love to complete it. I would love to complete it by my mom's birthday. Her birthday is in May. She's passed on. But I would love to have that finished by her birthday and then do a flip through of it. I'll do my very best, but can't guarantee anything. Especially with garden season approaching now. Oh, that's adorable. And then the other one that I really would like to complete that I'm working on is a garden journal. I'll call it a garden/summer journal, where I want to put our summer little trips that we take, as well as stuff about my garden. And I want to really work on that to complete that as well. And if I can get those two completed within the next month or so, I will be pretty happy about that. Another beautiful page for a vintage journal. The old covered bridge. We've been over one of these in Ohio. We don't have any of those here in Manitoba that I know of. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. I would love to live in the country, you guys. I don't know. We used to live in the country when our kids were little. We have 5 children. And then we lived in the country for many years. And oh my goodness, I found it so difficult to take care of the big country yard and taking care of my 5 growing children. And it was so hard. And then when our kids grew older and were in school and were in different sports, and they didn't do like a lot of sports, but I remember my son being in soccer and different things, and we had to drive them a lot back and forth to town and back home to the country again. And And also my husband started trucking long distance at that point as well. And so we made the decision to buy a place in town and move to town. And it was, though, very convenient for us living in town just because of the kids and in school and everything. But now that they're all grown up and moved away, now I often crave moving back into the country. Although we have a very, very good neighborhood where we live. It's excellent. We have really good neighbors. We're actually the younger ones in our neighborhood here, and everyone else is older than us. So there's never any wild parties or anything crazy that goes on in this area where we live. It's quiet. It's nice. Like I said, I have some beautiful gardens on this yard. It's not very big, but I have plenty of space to grow my rose bushes, my flowers, and my vegetable garden. And then we have a fenced-in yard, so it's all really nice. But sometimes I crave being back in the country. I don't know if that will ever happen at our age now yet, but you never know. But I will share more about our yard and my gardens on my home channel as well. I can't share it on both channels because that's just too much for me. So there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the stories that came along with flipping through these books today. And I wish you all a beautiful weekend. The sun is shining right now when I'm recording this. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. And I'll probably go outside and work on the yard a little bit again. And I got to do some raking of the leaves. We leave them in fall to cover our plants more. So then in spring I have quite a bit of cleanup to do. But maybe I'll wait until my husband gets home tonight and we'll do it together tomorrow. And I'll spend time today in the craft room. Oh, but yet when it's so nice outside, you want to be outside, right? Anyhow, that's enough to chatter. I wish you all a lovely day, my friends. See you soon. Thanks for watching.